everybody, this is Leia, and in this video we'll be doing something a little bit more lighthearted. So you can see the Housewives Tarot right there in front of us, and we also have a couple of spreads. I'm going to explain all that in a minute. For now, I want to talk to those of you who are in the beginning stages of reading tarot or oracle cards for other people. Chances are, a lot of those interested in readings whom you encounter don't really know just how deep this method of understanding themselves better can go. Well, actually, even experienced readers meet a lot of people who hold that point of view, but if you're just starting and want to get ideas on how to handle a situation like that when it comes up, I'll share a few of my thoughts here. As much as light workers who read the cards approach this method with reverence, no doubt we meet those who either don't share our beliefs and really make that known to us, and there are also those who are uncertain but are willing to give it a try. While our job is never to argue or change anyone's point of view, when someone who is open comes to us for a reading, where do we begin? What I like doing is, I take it slowly. I don't bombard them with how a reading can give them details about their life purpose or anything like that. Well, at least not at first. In fact, many people who later become my clients found me by trying a one-card reading. This is a great opportunity to give a relevant message to your querent without going into too much detail or being very serious about the entire matter. And use your intuition too, by the way, when you do this. Going by a card's book or traditional meaning doesn't deliver anything personal to your querent. Ask yourself, your inner self more so than your logical mind, why would this particular card be coming up for my querent right now? So, other than a one-card reading, how else can you introduce a curious but uncertain seeker to receiving insights through card reading? For one, pick a fun deck. While you can certainly tailor the readings you give your client regardless of the deck you use, doubtless, the kind of imagery they see on the cards affects their experience. So yes, choose a fun deck or one with lighter energy. Put your more mystical or darker decks to the side for now. And another option actually is for you to try oracle cards rather than tarot. So there isn't a very fixed structure there for you to work with, just generally speaking, based on the majority of oracle card decks. I'll put the link in the description for some differences between oracle and tarot cards if you want more information on that, because I already filmed a video on that. But of course, you'd still pick what kind of oracle deck you'd use. Something whimsical and not too heavy on the messages, perhaps. With some querents, you'd also want to pick cards that wouldn't strike the average person as being too woo-woo or fluffy, which depends, of course, on the nature of each individual you come across. Some people are more open than others, and some actually will feel safe with something like angel-themed oracle or tarot cards because their religion or spiritual beliefs include angels. So gauge your querent's level of openness. That's another tip. And now let's focus on what kind of fun, lighthearted spreads you can use. Of course, there are many. You can even come up with your own. But what you can do is to pick an area of the querent's life they'd like to see reflected back to them by the cards. We're not focused on predictions here or giving suggestions on what huge life changes the querent can make. At this point, something they can verify and know to be factual or already have quite a bit of an understanding of is a great way to show them how the cards work as a mirror. This is the closest we can come to giving them something tangible, which is what they're looking for now that they're faced with something new that they're unfamiliar with. So here we have the Housewives Tarot. I chose this deck for a little sample of a reading to give because these cards are playful and even funny. If you've noticed, I haven't even taken these out to include in any of my prior videos because they had too light of a vibe for my liking for the topic I wanted to talk about or the readings I wanted to do in those videos. But for this video, they are perfect. They're really great for readings that are spot on, but you don't have to delve too deeply with them. And you'll see in a moment why, because of the kind of imagery they have. I might do a review on these cards sometime, so stay tuned for that if you like what you see of them here. Like I said, there are a bunch of different spreads you can play with in a situation like this, but here are a couple of examples. I chose relationship spreads because a lot of people want to know about their love life, like a lot of people who want to get a reading. So here are spreads that give us information without us getting too mystical or metaphysical on our querent. I took both of these spreads, because we have two right here, from an amazing and absolutely awesome and informative book by Barbara Moore, Tarot Spreads. Let me show you what it looks like. This is Tarot Spreads, Layouts and Techniques to Empower Your Readings by Barbara Moore. And I really enjoy it. And I'm also going to show you the two spreads that we're going to be taking a look at in a moment. So you can pause the video when I show you these spreads on pages 90 and 91 of the book, and you can definitely try them yourself with any other card deck. So this right here is the first spread we'll be taking a look at. And this is the second one, so take a good look at what cards 1, 2, and 3 stand for. So these are quickie readings for people I know, and we're taking a look at them here for demonstration purposes. In the first spread, we have card number 1, which is the middle one right there, and it gives us a general picture of the relationship. And our card is number 21 from the Major Arcana, the World. So take a look at the card and give your impressions in a language your querent can understand. This isn't the time for what might sound like spiritual mumbo-jumbo to someone who's new to all this. And I would say, it appears that this relationship provides the people involved with what each of them has hoped for and wanted. It feels to both people that they've achieved what they each dreamed of by being in this partnership. And then we move on to the second card to give us more clarity. And this time we are looking at how the querent fits into the relationship. So it's that card right there. And our card is the Six of Pentacles. This tells me that the querent is very generous and giving of herself in this relationship. She wants to give her partner the best that she can. And at this point, your querent is probably going to be really excited to see the next card, which symbolizes her significant other. And of course, it's that last one right there. And it is the King of Pentacles. Apparently, this partner is very generous too. He sees himself as a provider, and we can see the bigger picture now that all three cards have been flipped over. We see why these two feel this relationship gives them everything they want and need, and it's because the parts that make up the whole make that possible. And now let's take a look at another short but insightful spread. This time, we want to understand how the querent's partner feels. The first card is about what he likes, and that's that card right there. And for that, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I'm getting the feeling intuitively that although this person does enjoy excitement, the significance of this card comes from taking calculated risks and not being one to gamble. This tells me that he likes taking responsibility for his own so-called fate, instead of leaving it in the hands of others or to destiny. Now onto card number 2, which is what he doesn't like. And it's the one that was originally crossing the first card. It is the Nine of Wands. This tells me that he doesn't like being in the position where he feels like he has to be on guard and at the mercy of other people. He doesn't like feeling that way, and that's perhaps behind his actions or why he does things the way he does. You could offer that up as a little explanation. For our final card, we have what the querent's significant other wishes she knew. This should be interesting because if the other cards have provided accurate information so far, the querent will be very eager to know what comes next. And our card is the Two of Cups. It appears that our querent actually does not know the extent to which her guy cares about her. He loves her, wants to be with her, and build a life together. So you see what I mean about your choice of card deck going hand in hand with a message you deliver? Since there aren't any scary images here or anything alluding to fantasy, we can give a more grounded reading with way less of a mystical vibe. When you're giving a reading to a first-timer or someone who's scared she's gonna have a card like Death show up in her spread. And this was really just a couple of examples just to illustrate my point. You can pick any other deck you want that you think fits the bill, that you think fits the kind of personality that your querent has. Some people are more logical than others. Some are actually pretty open. They just have never had anyone give them a reading before. So go ahead and use your own intuition, see what vibes your client gives off, and all that. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun as usual filming this, and I hope you had a lot of fun watching it too and found it helpful. I'll be back with so much more really soon, so please go ahead and hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Bye for now, and namaste.